Yes, type 3 is the reason why the natural hair movement failed. Stay tuned if you're brave. All right, welcome to another episode of Clear Hair. Today we are going to be talking about the failure of the natural hair movement. We're going to go right into the Venn diagram so I can explain a little bit better. So I made this Venn diagram. This Venn diagram basically is depicting the reason why. I have 50% is texturism. Y'all know what that means, but we'll talk about that. 25% is media, and 25% is type 4, the type 4ians as well. So we're going to go into texturism for the kids at home that don't know. Texturism is the preference of a curl pattern that is a looser curl texture or a looser texture. I would definitely say texturism has definitely been a lifelong practice. It's been almost hereditary to pass down texturism. Media as well, the negative connotation to nappy. You got that Nigerian hair, which I'm just like, oh my God, Nigeria is beautiful. What are you talking about? But definitely for sure, like when people saying I have 4Z Nigerian hair, you got that nappy hair, you got that unkempt hair. There's a lot of negative connotations. A lot of people don't understand that when you have negative connotations assumed this word, psychologically your brain is pairing them together. So it's kind of like, a hamburger. Your brain is pairing savory. Your brain is pairing good. Your brain is pairing food. So when you sit there and you tell, natural hair, they're pairing nappy with it. They're pairing psychologically. They're pairing nappy with it. They're pairing negativity with it. So they're lining them all up. And then another thing too in this point as well is I feel like texturism wouldn't be so prevalent if there wasn't a lack of true products. Like one of my favorite products I love to use, like I said, like I'm still waiting for them to do an apology tour or at least have a different form of representation. But As I Am Naturally is it was always garnered toward, second, my camera's dying. It was always like type 4 hair. It was always garnered towards type 4 hair, but once again, I'm starting to see more of the media side of it lean towards looser curl patterns. So I don't know, definitely for sure, I would definitely say that that's part of it, the texturism, because it's just like, it's one thing if these people are sitting there saying my hair is ugly, but essentially for you to not have that type of specific product for me, you're telling me that my hair is ugly, okay? And also as well, like this is also, if you're still here with me, with the type 3 girlies, I'm not saying y'all are causing it. Like I'm not gonna sit there, what am I gonna tell you, to reverse your DNA? Like no, like I'm not gonna tell you to reverse your DNA. Like we're not saying, like I'm not saying that it's y'all fault, but I am telling you that they have made y'all the scapegoat, because I know plenty of type 3 girlies who they're right on the front lines with us saying, give the type 4 hairs their side. Like they're right on the floor with us. But I'm just saying from perspective, they have made y'all the scapegoat for all of the vitriol that comes with the natural hair movement failing. So we're going to get into our second part of the Venn diagram, which is the media. So at the end of the day, I could tell you you're beautiful left and right. I could scream. I could aggressively compliment you. Okay, queen, with your pretty self. Like I could do all this. But at the end of the day, if the media is reinforcing a different type of message, at the end of the day, you're going to believe that. That's what you see every day. That's why they say you can control the media, you control the people. It's an old school saying. And I truly stand by that, because at the end of the day, if someone is sitting there calling me, I think I'm beautiful, I think my dark skin's beautiful, flaws, blah, blah, but then I go and look on the media, look on the TV, and I'm just like, dang, like there's no one out there reinforcing that. You get negatively reinforced by saying, oh, okay, well, actually, no, I'm not attractive, I'm not this, I'm not that. And then like the media is like confirming it, So I would definitely say in that aspect, like media is very, very big. And another thing too is that I also feel like, I don't know when it happened, but sometime overnight, like all the 4Zs disappeared from media. Like it used to be like when they would do a commercial, you see, I'd be like, okay, curly girl, okay, type 3, okay, type 4, mixture, 4B, 4, and then they would stop. Like 4B is pushing it. Like to them, they're just like, okay, we can at least put some gel and give you a curl pattern. But I definitely feel like in that same aspect, like I do feel like there was a push for 4C to disappear. Okay. And I think that's very vital because of the fact that like you're basically saying that you can't even handle it. So just imagine trying to give that encouragement to somebody who's at home to handle, parentheses, I don't like that word handle, but to be able to handle their own hair. Like you're giving that level to them to basically say, you can't handle it, I can't handle it. Just get rid of the, you know, proverbial child, because we don't know what to do with it essentially. So definitely for sure the fact that whenever they say curly girl or curly hair, they do have a tendency, I have it written down here, they do have a tendency to push more towards type 3, and then they'll put in type 4, but heavily gelled. Okay, heavily gelled. And I know a lot of people are just like, girl, no, what if one of these companies see you? I was like, then if this is a company that I want to work with, this is a company that is going to know that I want type 4 visibility. If you don't have type 4 visibility, you're not for me anyway. So I have on here, but media I also have in the entertainment side. So the entertainment side is basically whenever they had a makeover, the girl, they were like, oh, is that a makeover? They had a straightener right here. Whenever there's a makeover, they always have their straightener ready. They always have it ready. I'm just like, oh my God, like how come there can't be? It's kind of like when, like, as someone who also wears, sorry, I'm dog sitting. He's barking at air. But like as someone who also wears contacts, contacts and glasses interchangeably, you don't know how heartbreaking it was when like she's gonna get a makeover. I was like, okay, so they're gonna put the makeup behind the glasses. Nah, they throw for some reason, whenever you do a makeover, your eyes get healed all of a sudden. I've been wearing glasses for 30 plus years. Like, I don't know. It's not gonna happen, okay? But like whenever they always do it, it's the vice versa. Like as soon as they show somebody with curly hair, like they show somebody who has naturally curly hair, and they're just like, oh, we need to do something. Oh, and the straightener comes out. They always do it. I can count on it. They always do it. Anyways, but I do have that as the media side. Like I do feel like that's very important, that like going forward, like when it comes to makeovers, like make the makeover, but do not make over the person, if that makes any sense. Because your hair is literally your DNA. Your hair is who you are. I feel like when I had a relaxer, my hair was bone straight and paper thin, loose leaf paper. I feel like I wasn't really clear. Like, I feel like I was wearing a costume almost. Like this, I really feel like, oh, I feel like my camera's gonna die. Like this, I really feel like, I don't know, like I really feel like I'm really clear now that my hair is like natural. So I would definitely say in that aspect, but we're gonna go right into the main topic is the fact that the type 4 hair community themselves is also the reason why it's not doing too well. Sorry, my camera died. I would definitely say the type 4 girlies, y'all are part of the reason. First things first, this is not to sit there and like, you know, victim blame or anything like that, but I can definitely say y'all are the reason why. So let me tell you a little bit of story time. Basically, there was a viral video on the Instagram, and I was like, oh, okay. I wonder who's in the comments, because I always go to the comments. This is social media. Like comments, like without comments, we are nothing. I go into the comments, and the video is just basically someone who has type 3 hair, and she's doing a tutorial, and someone who has type 3 hair, and she's basically doing a tutorial, and she's doing a tutorial, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Because like I said, like I told y'all that I do not follow content creators who do not share my hair texture. I told y'all about that a while back. The day one people know that, because I feel like self-esteem wise, you know, it's no big deal, but self-esteem wise, I just feel like I don't want to get discouraged that my hair is not going to do it, because it's not. My hair is type 4A. It's type 4A/4B, fine, combination in the back. So it's just like, I'm not going to watch that because it doesn't adhere to me. That's like you guys watching, like if somebody watches like a clothing haul for me. I'm almost 6 feet tall. A lot of clothes aren't going to look the same. Okay. So, I would definitely say watching the video. So I go back to the video. So I go to the comment section, and all the comment section girlies, the majority of the comment section is type 4. So that part, I'm just like, okay, you know, we're all in this natural hair movement together, blah, blah. But then I start going into the comments. Some of the comments were like, tell us the routine. Tell us what products you use. What do you mean what products you use? You mean deoxyribonucleic acid? You mean DNA? You're not going to get the same results as them. You're not going to get the same results as them. Like, this is something that has always deterred me from really becoming like a natural hair influencer, because I'm not gonna have my time wasted of doing full-on tutorials, and you're just gonna go to type 3 hair because you don't want me to teach you how to do your hair. And this is not you confuse my passion. I watch too much Bridgerton. You confuse my passion for anger. I'm not mad. It's more sad, because it's just like, dang, like, you really don't want to learn how to do your hair. Like, that amount of time, like, once you know how to do your hair, you become a little hair goddess. Like, you know exactly how long stuff takes to do. You know what reacts to your hair. It's a beautiful moment. I want you to have that moment of where you can actually do your hair and know how to do it. And I don't know, like, it's just, I do get frustrated the fact that, like, it is a type 4 hair community. Like, when I had my afro out, and I used to work in customer service, and I had my afro out, and I remember a customer went up to me, and mind you, she has type 4 hair as well. She's like, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing with that hair? I told you, retail, everybody needs to work retail, these ones. But, like, for her to sit there and say, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing with that hair, I'm just like, wow, you know. But I'm not surprised. That's how she was raised. Like, it's really, like, they really make it seem like being disrespectful is hereditary, and it is not, Clay from Love is Blind. But they do feel like it's hereditary. I do feel like type 4 is a good majority of why the natural hair movement failed, because how can we encourage others if we can't even encourage ourselves? Like, so many people were just like, oh, well, since my hair doesn't curl like that, I'm going back to relaxer. Like, because when you're in between hair textures, it is hard to really tell your hair texture until all the straight ends are cut off. So when you're in between hair textures, your hair takes on more of a looser pattern. So a lot of people were just like, okay, my hair is gonna be type 3. Because some people had never seen their hair from birth. Me, I had my first relaxer was at 15, and then I chopped everything off once I turned about 10 years later when I was 25. And so, like, a lot of people never seen their hair. A lot of people never seen their natural hair. So when they first saw it, they're like, oh, that's it? Ugh. And they cut, and they went back, and then what they do is they just go into the comments of the type 3 girlies and just stare at them and envy and lust. Like, some of y'all have some hair lust. Like, I would give my firstborn for type 3 hair. I was like, the therapist chair is always empty. It's always empty. But definitely, for sure, just the fact that, like, there's just so many people coming in and saying, like, so many negative stuff about it. I do feel like, just like from like a real talk, like, no jokes aside, like, I do feel like it is a very important issue to stress, to know that your hair is beautiful. You don't have to worry about your hair texture not being a certain type of way. But I do want y'all to know that, like, your hair, like, type 4ZD divided by 3, carry the 1, is beautiful. Like, don't ever let anybody misconstrue that for a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it with solution. First solution is connotation. We need to start calling our hair coily hair, not curly hair, because I feel like I call myself coily raised sometimes, you know, like, my hair is kinky coily, okay? Like, it's a coil like a spring into, like, spring. Ooh, coil like a spring is spring, you know, like, not curls. And I feel like that's very important, because I feel like then you have the pressure to make sure your hair always looks curly. Then my final solution is to have acknowledgement, accountability. Do not gaslight us into thinking that texturism is real. Texturism is definitely real, because there's been plenty of times where I've had my natural hair out and it's like, oh, it's because you're full Haitian. That's why your hair texture is loose. I know some Haitians who have 4-0 in hair, okay, and it's beautiful. That means nothing. Hair texture, hair type has nothing to do with Caribbean or whatever type of things. Like, it has nothing to do with that. But I do feel like there needs to be a level of acknowledgement of the fact that this is a problem. And I hope one day we can revive the natural hair movement. Don't forget to subscribe, share, It's Claire Haire.